Like, subscribe and comment to win one of the 3 copies in the Dragon's Dogma 2 Gaming Analytics giveaway. The next video in the pre-launch confirmed skill series is for the Hybrid Mystic Spearhand. No need for a lengthy intro here because by now you probably know what to expect. So with that said and done, time to uncork your inner dork and let's get nerdy. First off, we'll be looking at all of the core Mystic Spearhand skills, of which we have seen 8 in action thus far, all of which are newly created for Dragon's Dogma 2's duo spear-wielding Jedi Master. These are Twine Cut, Magic Cut, Redoubted Bolt, Forbiding Bolt, Scattering Bolt, Quick Fot, Ferine Bolt and Winding Cut. The first of the core Mystic Spearhand skills we're going to have a look at is Twine Cut, which is the Spearhand's light attack. And upon activation, you can see your Spearhand swinging and twirling the twin-bladed staff, delivering slashes with each of the opposite sides of the spinning spear. Next up is the Mystic Spearhand's heavy attack, with which he plunges the spear into a single target, culminating in an explosion of magical energy at the end of the skill's animation. The third core skill is the vocation action called Redoubted Bolt, which unleashes a magical burst introducing no damage but causing targets to flinch, and is usable whilst the Mystic Spearhand is in motion. Next up is Forbiding Bolt, which modifies the effect of Redoubted Bolt to impede the target's movement instead. Charging this magical attack prior to release prolongs its effect, and the magic can be charged while engaging with others. Next is the Scattering Bolt skill, which in essence scatters the Forbiding Bolt after release, entangling nearby hostile targets and immobilizing them, with any direct hits on targets prolonging its restraint effect. Next is Quick Fot, which when activated instantly closes the distance to a target struck by Forbiding Bolt or Scattering Bolt, adding a huge amount of mobility to the Mystic Spearhand's arsenal. The 8th core Mystic Spearhand skill is Ferine Bolt, which expands the effective range of Redoubted Bolt. And the final of the core skills we are going to be talking about today is Winding Cut, which when activated by the Mystic Spearhand swings the duo spear forward, twirling and slashing through targets continuously. Pressing the activation button repeatedly at this point in time increases the duo spear spinning speed, and Winding Cut is also usable while moving. Moving on to the Mystic Spearhand weapon skills that we have spotted thus far in the Dragon's Dogma 2 footage, we've been able to identify 13 different new skills, none of which have any analogy from DD1. The first of the Mystic Spearhand weapon skills is Dragoon's Stabber, for which we don't currently have any official description. However, we can discern what it's all about from the upgraded version in Dragoon's Foin. And we can see that upon activation, your Arisen will cover a huge amount of distance between yourself and a single target, ending with a lunging thrust using the duo spear. Whereas Dragoon's Foin further enhances Dragoon's Stabber, enabling the user to traverse greater distances while imparting magical damage with the forceful jab. Next is Setching Blade, which upon activation creates a number of magical blades that are hurled at an enemy assailant when coming into close combat range. The advanced version of this in Setching Storm increases the number of magical blades conjured, all of which also come at a decreased stamina cost. Next up is the Mystic Spearhand skill Humble Offering, which manipulates nearby objects, hurling them towards the nearest hostile target. It can also elevate and propel smaller flinching hostile targets, like those that are currently under the effect of the Redoubting Bolt skill. Next up is the Theft's Hand weapon skill, which upon activation drains the vitality of targets and converts it into stamina for the user. However, Theft's Hand also states that it is not usable against targets lacking a corporeal form. The upgraded version of Theft's Hand is Ravenor's Hand, which in essence just accelerates the amount of stamina recovery from the base Theft's Hand version. Next up is the Mystic Spearhand weapon skill, Myra's Vesture, which raises a magical barrier around the user and nearby allies, albeit for a brief duration. Each of these barriers nullifies all forms of attacks whilst the skill is active. The 8th weapon skill is called Skidragoon's Fangtooth, which upon activation has your Arisen swiftly ascend into the air before descending rapidly, duo spear at the ready, whereas Skidragoon's Fangtooth damage also scales when your Mystic Spearhand manages to evade any incoming attacks. Unto Sky is the next weapon skill, and this propels smaller targets significant distances, removing them forcefully from battle. However, these yeeted targets do not yield any experience nor do they drop any items. Larger targets, however, remain unaffected, but do take a fairly decent amount of damage in the process. Second to last for the weapon skills is Wild Fury, which is described as creating a double out of magic, dealing both magic and physical damage. Wild Fury can also only be taught by a Maester. However, at the moment we don't know any more about the skill. Last but not least is Magic Sperepelote, for which we don't have any official description or gameplay footage of it in action in order to discern what it's all about. I guess we'll just have to wait until launch to see how this works. Finally, we also know of 5 augments thus far the Mystic Spearhand will be able to choose from, being Conveyance, Opulence, Polarity, Refulgence and Athleticism. Conveyance is up first and it is described as hastening movement speed while carrying or lifting. Opulence, on the other hand, increases gold obtained when acquiring gold pouches. And the 3 remaining augments we don't have any description for in DD2. However, Athleticism is a returning augment from DD1, which is described within as reducing the stamina consumed whilst running. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every single view. Please remember to leave me a like before you go, leave me a comment, and please never forget to remember to stay nerdy.